Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about emotional intelligence. Now, if you don't know what that is, basically it means being conscious, being aware of our emotions, being responsible, having control in the midst of our emotions, just having that awareness and knowing when we're mad, when we're sad, and just knowing how to handle our actions in a responsible, appropriate way in the midst of our emotions. So let's get into it. When it comes to emotional intelligence, it's really important to know your triggers. And what I mean by triggers is things that tick you off, things that get you mad, get you upset, or even sad. It's very important to know these things because one, you want to know these things because you want to know why these things trigger you. You want to figure out your triggers. What gets you upset and why does it get you upset? Get to the root. Is it triggering something from your childhood? Is somebody yelling at you? Does that remind you of your parents yelling at you? Is somebody leaving you? Does that remind you of a spouse leaving you, a partner leaving you? What are these triggers and why are they triggering you? You want to get to the root. You want to study yourself. You want to figure out what happens in your past, because we all have a past. We all have a childhood. And you want to know why these things hurt, why these things make you react in this way, and you want to be aware of that. And once you become aware of that, it's going to be easier to practice that awareness in the midst of an emotion, in the midst of a trigger, because ultimately triggers are just lessons. They're just things that tick us off, but in result, it's trying to teach us, look, we have to get past this, we have to get through this, we have to be okay with this. You know, the more you practice with your triggers, the less triggering they become. And ultimately, that's better for us because then we won't be sad or mad or ticked off by other people's actions or statements. So first I want to talk about taking care of self, because when it comes to taking care of yourself, then you're going to be in the proper alignment. You're going to be well balanced to be able to take care of others. You know, if you don't take care of yourself first, you won't have that ability to take care of others, because, you know, you can't fill someone else's cup if your cup isn't full already. So it's important to know how to take care of yourself, to know what needs need to be met, whether that's meditating, whether that's cleaning your room, whether that's doing your hair looking nice, feeling nice. You need to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. You need to be in alignment and proper balance so that you can take care of others. Because when you stop taking care of yourself, you begin to seek others, and you begin to look to others for your happiness, for your feel-good, for your well-being. You know, if you're not taking care of you, you're going to look to someone else to take care of you. And we all know that that's not the healthiest way to go. People can't make you feel good. I mean, they can make you happy, but ultimately only you can make you feel good, because all these emotions come from within. So it's important to know what needs need to be met so that you don't need others to make you feel some kind of way, because when you start to depend on others, you know, you give them power in your life, a big role in your life, when you depend on them for your happiness. Because let's say if that person leaves your life, you're no longer happy. You feel all those feelings that they gave you are now gone, and that is very, very dangerous. You don't want to live like that. You don't want to depend on somebody for your happiness. You want to always be happy with yourself first, and then come together as two happy individuals and share each other's happiness, man. Just know what needs to be taken care of within yourself. Learn how to raise your vibration, whether that being doing yoga, meditation, reading, learning something new, working out, getting active, releasing those good feeling chemicals in your brain, endorphins, going out into nature. You need to figure out what helps you raise your vibration. For women, dancing in the mirror, putting on makeup, doing your hair, feeling good, feeling sensual. These things are important, and you should know what things makes you feel good so that you can know how to instantly raise your vibration whenever you're feeling low or you're feeling out of alignment. You know, some people make a lot of big mistakes in the midst of an emotion, you know, getting into fights, getting into arguments, catching charges, going to jail in the midst of an emotion. And I know it's very hard to be present in the midst of all that anger, all that emotion, all that sadness, whatever you're feeling. I know it's hard to be present and to stop yourself and to count down. It can be very hard, but it's just a practice, just like anything else. You just have to practice doing these things, and they'll get easier as you go on. Now, you need to realize that emotions are energy in motion. And I know you may hear this a lot or not, but they're energy emotions. They're energy within your bodies. And we all know that emotions are temporary. We feel happy, we feel sad, we feel mad. All these things are in our body. It's human nature. It's perfectly fine to feel these feelings and to let these feelings flow through you. But don't flow with these feelings. You want to allow these feelings to come and go, come and go. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. You just have to understand the cycle. You have to be okay with this cycle. You have to be conscious of this cycle. Buddhists say that you should be like a child when it comes to your emotions, because children, they can get mad at each other and they can fight and they can not like each other, but within the next 10 minutes they're back to playing, they're back to laughing. Children are innocent and they let things go very easily. They don't hold on to that energy. They don't hold on to grudges. And as we all know, children are like our biggest teachers because they're innocent. They're not corrupted by the conditions that people put on them yet. They're still innocent and intuitive. So it's important to look at children when it comes to your emotions because they let things go. And as adults or older people, we tend to hold grudges. We tend to hold on to that anger, to that feeling for a very long time, and that is so not good for your body. It's so not good for your temple, for your energy field, because that creates blockages in your energy centers, and your energy centers are your chakras, obviously. Just let it go. It's okay. And it's okay to forgive people who you truly might not forgive, but you're forgiving them for yourself, ultimately, for yourself. You're forgiving them so that you can be free, so that you can feel good, so that you can know you did your part. And you're just putting this out. It happens. It's in the past. Although I don't even like to look at time as a thing anymore. But we're letting it go. It's no longer in the present. We're staying in the present moment right here, right now, watching this video, and we're gonna let it go. I want to talk about if people hurt you, whether it's intentional or not. I want to just touch bases on this topic because, I feel like a lot of people my age feel like people attack them and people hurt them. And I just want to say that no matter what a person does to you, it's our choice whether we take that poison that they send. If someone's insulting you, someone coming at you, they are sending poison to you, and it is up to you whether you take it or not. When someone says something about you and you're like, oh, that's not true, I ain't worried about that, whatever, and you just let it go, right? It's easy. But when someone says something about you and you kind of agree with it and you kind of believe it, and then you take it personal, and then it hurts. And the only reason you're hurting is because either a part of you believes that, or a part of you just don't know who you are. You don't have an identity, so you're just letting that person identify you themselves. And you're just like, okay, well, maybe that is true. Truly know yourself. You don't allow others to put their opinions and to put their judgment on you. I mean, I know you can't stop it, but you don't allow it to affect you on a personal level. You don't allow it to affect your emotions and for you to take it personal. Agreement number 2 out of the 4 agreements: don't take things personally. If people are treating you nasty and disrespectful, that is a reflection of how they feel within themselves. That has nothing to do with you, okay? Hurt people hurt people. It's not a cliche saying. It's very true. When people are hurting within themselves, all they know how to do is to make others hurt so that they can feel better within themselves. I don't know why. I don't know why it makes people feel better, but hurt people, and that is a very true statement. Have you ever noticed when someone tried to intentionally make you mad and you don't react and they kind of get more mad? It's like you're force fielding that bullshit they're trying to feed you back to them. So all they have is to just get more angry and more angry. And when you're just calm and subtle, they're just like, they're not reacting. And that's what most people want. They want reactions. They want a reaction out of you. They want entertainment. And if you don't give them that, then they have no purpose. They have no meaning. And it's just pointless. Now, I do want to talk about if people hurt you and, you're still hurting. It's hard to let go. But I just want you to know that this might be hard to hear, but, whether people hurt you or not, it is still our responsibility to heal those wounds. You can hurt me, you can punch me, but I know that you can't heal me because you're hurting. And I have to do the work within myself. I have to heal these wounds within myself, because I'm not gonna look to you. You know, a lot of people look to others for like closure, for an apology. Fuck that shit. No. Work on yourself. Heal yourself. Don't seek others for that, because you know what you're doing. You're seeking you're seeking them to make you feel better about yourself, and that is not okay. You can't do that. That's toxic. And you need to learn how to work with yourself and to heal those wounds within yourself. Don't seek others for closure. Don't seek them for apologies. You cannot control anyone's actions but your own, so don't look for that. If it comes, that's great. Shout out to that person. But if it doesn't, we have to learn how to work with ourselves. We have to learn how to heal ourselves. We have to learn how to feel our emotions and be okay, and just take the time we need to relax and to sit with ourselves and figure out what it is we need. It's like catering to a child. You need to figure out what that child needs. What do you need? And doing that ultimately takes your power back. It's emotional self-defense. It's taking your power back and saying, I'm in control of my emotions, and you can't affect my emotions, and I can heal myself. I am my own healer. We are our own healers. No one else can heal us properly but ourselves, kind of. Me, myself personally, whenever I feel the need to judge someone's human experience, I know that it's time for me to take a step back and analyze myself, and analyze and see if there's something off within me, something wrong with me. Because, you know, if I feel the need to judge someone and say they shouldn't do this or think about them in some kind of nasty way, I know there's something imbalanced within myself. And whether that being me checking if I meditated, if I got active, if I journaled, if I sat in nature, if I apologized for that fucked up shit I did, and did I change my actions after I did that fucked up shit, all of those things come into fruition, and they matter when it comes to you judging someone's human experience. I mean, honestly, I became so open to everyone being themselves that it is perfectly fine with people being who they are, and you just have to let people be who they are, you know? You can have an influence, but you ultimately can't change how people are. So you just accept it or you fight it forever. And even to the point where I go expressing things that make me uncomfortable or things I don't like, because sometimes I feel like, who am I to tell this person not to do this, you know? But at the same time, it's knowing your boundary and knowing your line and knowing when people cross that line, and having a line, period. You want to have boundaries. You want to have a line that if people cross this line, it's over. And I know I say that a lot in a lot of videos, but it's important to have boundaries, because when you have boundaries, you know what you will and you won't allow, and it becomes very easily to remove people out of your life who aren't fitting that category, and that way they don't manipulate you, or you don't feel like you're being robbed of your energy or robbed of your love, because you know these people fit in that circle and they meet up to that standard. And there's nothing wrong with having standards, having that self-love, being responsible, and knowing that this is bettering me. When it comes to being angry, it's important to have some kind of outlet so that you can release these energies. You know, when the deep breaths and the counting down doesn't work, you want to have some kind of outlet, whether that being go for a walk or sit with yourself, take a shower, punching a pillow works. But as long as you're not suppressing these emotions and you're letting these emotions flow and fill out, you're filling them out, then that's fine. That's a healthy way, because I want to touch bases and let you know that it is important to have emotions. It is important to feel good. This video isn't a video to tell you not to feel your feelings or to hold your feelings back or suppress them or bottle them up. Hell no. It's a video to say there's a right way of doing these things. There are outlets that help you release these energies within your body. We are humans. We're going to feel human nature emotions. It's perfectly fine. But it's about having the proper way and the proper doing and being responsible so that we don't get ourselves in a fucked up situation that we might regret later on. Something that I struggle with personally and still am working on is being very bluntly honest. And you know, I would validate that with it being okay because I was honest. You know, I would be like, fuck it, it's the truth. Take it how you want. You know, it's the truth, so I don't care. But at the same time, I don't need to be nasty or say it in a tone. You know, there's a right way of doing that, and it doesn't have to be blunt. And honestly, I think that's a Sagittarius quality trait right there, but I ain't gonna get into signs. But that's something that I'm working on within myself, because I know that that could be done a better way, and it could be done a lot more appropriate than being nasty or being mean about it. I really suggest that you take the time to study your life. Honestly, really become the scientist of your life and analyze every trigger, everything that you have not let go from the past that you need to let go now, so that you can be lighter and you can love and you can be free. You want to study your life. You know, we spend a lot of time studying others, but it's time to study our life journal. Write about events that happens, write about things that trigger you that you would like to get over. Study and know that you are only responsible for you, and we are ascending. And you want to take that time to learn about yourself, study yourself, so that you can grow. It's all about growth, and it's all about being responsible for self. All these emotions that we feel, all these energies that we feel, ultimately come from within. Yes, somebody can stir the pot, but they're still coming from within. So what are you not dealing with that you need to deal with? Why are you becoming so triggered so easily? Change your perception about the things that happen to you, and know that they are just lessons. They are not L's as in loss. They are L's as in lessons. And know that they are for the greater good. Know that they are realigning you to your higher self. Know that your relationships are mirrors, and they are not here to make you happy all the time. Some of these relationships are here to make you conscious, so that you can use these as tools for self-mastery, as tools to realign you to your higher purpose. So I just want to say thank you for watching this video. I hope that you really take the time to study yourself and learn about your triggers, and know that they're just lessons trying to get you past it. Know that anything that is triggering you or triggering an emotion inside you is just trying to teach you a little more about yourself, and so that you can expand that and just be on a level of love and acceptance of all things. So I send you love and light and lots of healing. Know that you are your own healer, and let go of that shit, because I know it's heavy and I know your back hurts and you want to be lighter. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.